In this episode, we talk about me, who I am, and paranoia. So this is the first episode of the formula. XYZ equals sales. I'm Nick Boddington. Over there, the girl you can't see, it's called Leisha. She's the one in control of all this sort of stuff, telling me what I need to do when I need to say it. Before we go into what I'm talking about and who I am, I want to talk about paranoia, because I think this is something that isn't mentioned in sales ever really. Now, what I mean by paranoia is, let's say you're speaking to a prospect, you're asking all the questions, you've been taught sales in the right way by your manager, it might be you that owns the business yourself and you're the one doing the cold calling. If you're on the phone to someone and you're going through the normal checklist of what you need to do, you're asking those questions and you're asking those correctly, but then you get destroyed when you call up to follow up that prospect and they tell you that they've gone with someone else, or they've bought from someone else, or they've told you, oh, you are too expensive, we've gone elsewhere, or you don't fit into our budget anymore. These are the problems that occur day to day in our sales office and other sales offices all around the world. Paranoia is what makes you ask uncomfortable questions to get answers that you need to know about. So your normal questions could be, is that person responsible for the sales and marketing of the company, or for whatever your service might be? Do they control the budget? You've gone through all this, you've gone through creating a relationship. When you then sit there and look at your pipeline or discuss it with your manager, or you're the sole owner of the company and you've got to pay yourself at the end of the month, what questions are you asking yourself about that particular deal that you need to ask to find out what you need to know to close the deal? That's what I mean by paranoia. It's a big difference between you hitting a target for a company and sort of getting through, or you paying yourself. When I first set up this company, I had to get a certain amount of money every month. Otherwise, you're not paying for the mortgage, you're not paying for the 2 cars. And it's that paranoia that drives you through on every single deal. So it'll be things like, when are you going to buy this product? Do you have the budget to buy this product? Now, these questions are can be really hard to ask, and it's just fear that stops you from asking these questions. The budget one, or when are you looking to purchase the product, the fear comes in then because you don't want to know if it is a no. But the problem is, you can keep this going on and on and on and on until that client needs to buy, and then they turn around and say they've bought it from somewhere else. Do you see what I mean? So you really need to keep that paranoia, and it's going to make a massive difference. I've just written an article about this, and if you go to my LinkedIn page, Nick Boddington, you can see my posts, and there's an article on paranoia. So then we go to me. So who am I? I own a company called MIB. I've had it for 6 years. Started as a one-man band. We've built this up to a multi-person million pound company. I've learned a lot over the last 2-3 years in sales. I've done 16 years in sales, selling databases for prospecting, sales and marketing. This is what MIB does now. But my whole route to sales was cold calling, asking those typical 5 questions, and then kind of hoping for the best, doing a bit of follow-up, maybe 2 or 3 times, and then wondering why the deal don't come in, or why your pipeline has suddenly diminished to 5 when it was at 25. All these things I've just been obsessed about learning more and more. On these episodes, we're going to be talking about email marketing, we're going to be talking about cold calling, we're going to be talking about closing, we're going to be talking about the questions you ask, why you stick to a script, what sort of script that you write to. Even the best people in the world still stick to scripts. If I'm doing a cold call, I will still have our script in front of me. The 15 questions that we like to ask, included there are some of these uncomfortable questions which are brought around from being paranoid. These things you need to know about, and trust me, it will make a difference. I bet you're sitting there now thinking there's certain deals out there that you don't have control over and know where that prospect is. I say to my sales guys, I want you to be in the head of your prospect. I want you to know, imagine yourself in their office, how many of the decision makers there are, When are they looking to buy? Is she going on maternity leave? Is he going on paternity leave? How long for? All these different aspects we need to know about. So I'm going to wrap up episode 1 now. Go to episode 2 as soon as it's out there. If you're looking at this in 3 months' time, 6 months' time, a year time, and you're starting from the bottom, go to episode 2 now. Don't know what we're going to be talking about yet. There's no particular order in any of these episodes, but what I want them to do is just bring so much information. I want you to watch this video, all these videos, and I want you to think afterwards, when you've implemented something, God, I was glad I watched that video.